What could I say about Marvel's Spider-Man? Well, I've been playing quite a bit of it as of late, so much so that about 10 minutes ago the game came up and said, "Hey, you're about to finish. Do you want to upgrade?" To which I said, "Hold on, I need to make a video." So that's where my perspective comes from, and I'm going to say that the game is going to be a lot of people's... Well, between this and God of War, this will be one of the Game of the Year shortlisted things. It's just fantastic. It is... I don't want to say perfect, but it is just that good that I want to say... This is so goddamn good. There are characters that I didn't know existed in the Spider-Man universe before, even though I've seen a movie with them in it, but I didn't really pick it up because Donald Glover is just that damn good, and Donald Glover is... Yep. Anyway, the game's that good that I've gone, yeah, you go! As far as these new characters that I've never seen before. Side characters that I've only met 3 or 4 times. I wait to see them and go, you're great, I love you, you're amazing. The character work in this game is on point. I actually like the character, which is a lot to really get your head round, because it's... As of late, Spider-Man hasn't really been that good. I mean, the new Spider-Man in the Marvel universe is good. I wouldn't say perfect, though. It's no, amazing Spider-Man, because he was just dreadful. But this just feels right. It feels perfect. To use the term that I don't want to use, it's just that good. I feel like I want to spend time with this Peter Parker. I want to spend time with the current Peter Parker, because he's alright. And his friend is funny. The whole porn thing. But Marvel's Spider-Man by Insomniac is just right. The characters that show up, I don't want to spoil too much, but apparently MJ was in the trailers, so I could say that. The chemistry between MJ and Peter is just... it's so good. I love it. I wait for the moments when Peter calls MJ or MJ calls Peter, and it's just... It feels awkward, but you feel like, just get together. You're perfect for each other. You're wonderful. And that's what I've been doing the whole game. That's what I've been doing since Saturday, when I picked the game up and went, yes. And I've hardly put it down. Every day since, and it's now Tuesday, has been, I need to play a bit of Spider-Man. Even if I've not advanced in the story that day, I'm going to spend a bit of time doing the web swinging, because, and this is a hard thing to say, the web swinging is just about as good as Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 was perfect. It felt like proper web swinging. It felt like a piece of elastic, to use the written up review that I'm doing. It feels like a piece of elastic attaching to a building, and you can wind it round the building, and there's some tensile strength to it, and it's just perfect, to use that term that I shouldn't use, but Spider-Man 2 was that. It had that. Well, I didn't ever finish the game, so I'm not going to hold that against it, because it was still a fantastic game. But this Marvel's Spider-Man is just fun. It's fluid, it's quick, and that's what you want from Spider-Man. You want to feel like you can zip through the city. I slightly, roughly, timed going from the south side of Manhattan to, well, south end of Manhattan to the north, and I did that in about 5 minutes. The web swinging is just that good once you start to understand it. Once you start the game, you'll go, oh, what's this? And you'll be like, why is it so fast? Why is it so good? Why? Oh, yes, this is good. I'm quite enjoying this. And I like that. I like that you can understand it after a little bit of playing about with it and go, oh, I can duck in between this building. I can press X to dive over this bit and then web swing and go down and up, and it's great. It's just great. However, there are one or two detracting points that I will say about the game. The combat is a little tiny bit, what's the word? Forced? It's not as bad as the combat on the PS2 with Spider-Man 2, but the problem I have is the amount of opponents that you're facing at one single time. You can be facing about 10 people, or it feels like about 10 or so people, and you can feel overwhelmed by that because it's 10 guys. Some of them have handguns, some of them have assault rifles, some of them have rocket launchers, some have bats. They're all trying to kill you. Some of them are just big men, and you don't know where to look, which is the other issue that I have with combat. The fact that the camera... It's good that the camera shows the action, i.e. it can show the front of Spider-Man while he's in combat, and then in specific situations you can flick the camera around and be behind him, and it's very nice. However, it's a little problematic, yes, when you are fighting someone with a bat. You try and slide under them, and then on stage left, someone rushes in and stabs you in the face for not paying attention. And there's a little spidey sense thing above, Spider-Man. But when I'm focusing on someone, I'm trying to focus on their patterns, not myself. So even though I've just about finished the game, I'm still somewhat looking elsewhere on the screen to go, okay, right, I need to duck under, then I need to jump over, and I need to do this, and then I'll get hit in the face, and I'm like, why? And I'll think back and then go, right, yeah, that did... It's just a little problematic. And there's one more tiny little problem. Insomniac made a Ubisoft game. By that, I mean there are a billion collectibles, which I don't mind because I'm going to try and 100% this game. The only game that I'll ever do that for. There's also the towers that you have to unlock so you can see the city. You're Spider-Man, go to the highest point, take a picture. Seems like the most reasonable thing, but oh well, towers it is. Which means you'll be left in the middle of Central Park going, where do I go now? Because you can't just web swing in the middle of Central Park. You're Spider-Man. You need a big building to go, ooh, look, I can swing. And that's a good thing. No matter what anyone says about The Amazing Spider-Man 2, you can't do that. Even the first one. You shouldn't be able to just web swing in the middle of Central Park while 100 feet in the air. That's not how Spider-Man works. Oh, but there could be a helicopter. Really? 12 times in a row? A helicopter? I doubt it. But, yeah. The game, all round, has been fantastic. I've had moments where I've been doing ridiculous things in the middle of Grand Central Station and taking selfies. That's the only time I'll ever say that word because it sounds rude. It's just ridiculous fun with the photo mode just going, yeah, look, it's me and some bad guys and I'm taking a picture of myself and it's fun. But there's also one other thing that I want to mention because it is one of the MVPs of the whole game. And that is Just the Truth with J. Jonah Jameson. It's the best thing. You are Spider-Man listening to a man scream about Spider-Man. It is just ridiculous going, look, I'm swinging through the city. He's a menace. It's wonderful. It's the best juxtaposition in almost any video game. It's just funny. Doing good, fighting crime, and then Jameson's there going, he's a menace. People are on the show going, he's not that bad actually. He saved me. He's a menace. He saved all those people. He's a menace. He saved a lot of people, like all the people in the universe. He's a fucking menace. It's just, I love it. I love Marvel's Spider-Man. Basically the only thing in Marvel that I go, you know what, I quite like that. I got bored with Ragnarok. I don't care for Tony Stark, which is why I don't really love the new movies, because it feels like, oh look, Iron Man is helping Spider-Man. Well, what happened to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man stopping crimes in the neighborhood? But nonetheless, we're not here to talk about the movie, we're here to talk about the game. And I think this game should and would and will be and just the best thing. It really is. It's the best superhero game I've played in 14 years, which is the time between now and Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. Yes, I'm willing to say that it's as good as the best Spider-Man game in the world. That's the highest praise I can give it. I don't know what would sell the game to you otherwise. Just go buy it. Go buy it. If you have to buy a PS4, do it. Buy a really cheap one, mind you. I don't really suggest buying a terabyte hard drive one because there's not that many good games on the PS4. There's Spider-Man, God of War. That's it. So, yeah. That's the best praise I can give a game. What should sell a console? So, until next time, see you next time. Ta-ra. I'm away to go fight a bad guy. While in my spandex jammies. I'm cool. Not.